I am always thrilled to find technology that makes life easier. And that is what I found with Canva. So a few years ago, I was using, whether it was Adobe, any of the Adobe products, whether it was PowerPoint, slide decks, any of them. And I just was always struggling trying to find the graphics and the stuff that I wanted to jazzy things up to make it wowy. And so when I stumbled upon Canva, I literally stumbled upon it, I was shocked, and I paid for the pro version, and I was using it as a middle school teacher in my classroom. And there was definitely a learning curve, but I just dug in, and I found that it can do so much. Not only can it do your classroom newsletters, homework, posters, writing. I have students creating in it, specifically in middle school, all the time. And the quality of their work really went up. They were able to express themselves in ways that they didn't before. And I was drawing kids in that I hadn't drawn in before. So I became a fan of Canva early on. Excuse me. So we start with an educational account. If you do not have an educational account, then I need you to email me. Go ahead and email me right now. I'm going to put my email in the chat right at this second, so that you guys have that. And I'm going to help you get an educator account. I'm going to go through the steps here, but we really want to make sure that you have an education account. So you've got to get verified. They got to make sure that you're a school. You're going to set up your classroom, which we're going to do in a second. You're going to go to account settings at the top and do that, and then connect to your LMS that you have. And that's one of the beauties of Canva, is that it connects right back to, in fact, put in the chat, what are your LMSs? Google has become the hot one, but we've got Schoolology, we've got Canvas. So go ahead and put in your chat, what are your School Speak? That's a great one. Yep. So Google, yep. School Speak and Google, that's great. You can use them both for sure. Does anybody have Canvas? Mostly School Speak and Google, fantastic. All right, so for those of you that do not have your Canva educational account, I'm going to go over this right now, but it takes a few minutes to get you your account. So I don't want to spend the whole time getting you your account, but I will work with you privately offline. We can get you all set up. If you do not have your educator account, you'll just email me and we can talk virtually, or we can do it through email, either way. But you're going to start with an educational account, and there is on their page when you first sign up a place for you to put in teachers to where you can then get verified. Once you are verified, you're going to click on your educational account, and it's in a funky spot. You're going to see your name, see my name, and it's going to go to class details. And then you're going to be filling out information that they have for you to fill out on there. To me, it seemed kind of funky where it was all laid out, but it's how they had it laid out. And so I was able to put in the information there. Then you're going to add your people for your class. So you're going to be setting up for every single one of your classes. You can do your first grade class, second grade class, or math or English, however. If you just have one class, if you're a third grade teacher, then it'll just be one class. And this is if you want to assign projects to students. If you're just creating for yourself, you don't need to put all your students in there. But if you want to create projects with your students and share with them and have it merge with your LMS, and they have a lot of LMSs that they merge with, then you're going to want to add the students to your class. And then you're going to invite people. And so what I do is when you click on the invite, it gives you a link that you can put in your LMS for your students. And that's, pretty cool. So then they can just click on it and sign up. So especially for the middle school and up, this is really an easy way to do it. You just send out a link. I put it in my LMS, and then the kids just signed up. that way. And we actually did it as a class together. So, and you can invite via, I was on Google, so you can invite via Google, your email. And then you can also import from your Google Classroom as well. So you'll see all that as you're working with signing up your students. So then you're going to log into your LMS, you're going to choose your classroom and import into Canva. And I'm going through it pretty quickly because I want us to move on to the creation, but it just takes a second to just like read the page and figure out each step. So, and then we're going to start getting creating. So I am going to switch screens now because I want us to actually be creating together. So what I would like for all of you guys to do is to split screen your monitor right now, your screen, wherever you're at. So you can have one side and see me, and then the other side, I'd like for you to actually pull up your Canva account. So I'm going to give you a hot second to do that. And then we're going to go into Canva training. And so your screen should look similar to mine right now.
Lauralyn, you have a question. How do I split screen?
I'd love to show you. Thank you for asking. Okay, so you see my screen right here. I can grab onto my top bar right here, and I can actually move my window around. So I have two items on my tab right now. So you're going to have your Zoom, probably is going to be one of your tabs. And then you can click on the plus depending on your operating system. So where you're going to open up a new tab. And then if you notice, I'm going to click on this tab right here, and I can actually move it to where I have another open window. And then I'm going to adjust one window. And then I will adjust another window. Thanks, Charlie. Any other questions that you see coming in, please let me know. Sue, did that help? Are you able to split screen?
No, actually, what do you mean by pull up another tab?
So, so do you see, you're looking at my screen right now?
Huh?
You see up at the very top, I have these 3 web pages. Thanks for helping her out.
Sure. Okay, so you want. How to get my canvas screen? Okay.
All right, as soon as we get Sue going here, the very first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create a design. And the design that I chose for us today, because I'm seeing most of the people go through, have Google Classroom, is we're going to do a Google header. But if you do not have Google Classroom, you can choose any kind of size design that you want for today. So we almost there, Sue? Fabulous. All right. Okay. So here what we're going to do is we're going to go up here. You're going to see the layout here of Canva. So we've got our home right here. If you click on that Canva icon, you'll always just go back to the home page with Canva. We have a toolbar right here on your left-hand side. If you're brand to Canva, you won't have a whole lot there. You won't have a lot of projects and stuff. And then you'll see a bunch of pictures. We're going to make it easy today. And we're going to come right up here to the top right. And we're going to click on create a design. So go ahead and just click on that. And your design, what pulled up should look similar to my screen where you have a list of things, list of items that you can choose from. I'm scrolling down to the classroom Google header, but you can choose anything you want. If you would like to do a flyer or just a postcard, a poster for your classroom, it can be whatever. But for today, I'm going to click on Google Classroom header. I'm going to click on that. And you'll see that the size of the paper now is the size of the Google Classroom headers. They have that already in there for you. So if I was to do, let me go back here a second. If I was to create a poster, it would create the size of a poster for me. Now, if you go, oh no, I don't want a poster, you can do two things. You can close it out by just simply closing it out with the X on the top, or you can go here to resize and you can ask it to resize with the different videos that you have. So you see that there are so many of them, all the different resizes that you can do. I'm going to go back to my Google Classroom one. Now I want to start off and just get you familiar with Canva. It can be a little overwhelming at first because there's a lot there. The first one is we clicked on the design, what kind of design we wanted. Now, all the way on the left-hand side, there's some different toolbars here. This toolbar is what I call my workstation. This is where I'm going to come up with my pictures. I might upload something. I'm going to write some text, have some folders, pictures. You may not have everything on that side. As you use elements of Canva, more stuff shows up in your workspace. That's part of their AI, is that they're kind of figuring out what it is that you want to use.
Lauralyn,
Right here in the middle of this, yes.
Sorry to interrupt. So when you went to create a design, where did you go to get the poster format?
So let me click back here. Create a design. I just click on it. And then you see that there's all the different sizes. So you scroll up or scroll down.
Okay.
If you click twice on it, it's just going to pick one for you.
So did you go to poster?
I'm actually on Google Classroom.
You are. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So this is Google Classroom right here, or Google header, I believe. Let's see. And you can also type in, yes, Google Classroom header is what it's called.
Okay, great. All set. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Oh, and real quick, yes, there is a difference if you're a member versus the account owner and you want to be an educator. You want to be an educator because you get everything that the paid version gets, which is all kinds of stuff. So we want to make sure that you get signed up for your education account. And after this training, email me if you're not, and I will make sure that you get all signed up for that. So, okay, so right here is our templates. You can literally just click on one of those and go, oh, I love it. Here we go. Good to go. You can look here and say, okay, am I a math teacher? Am I a history teacher? You know, whichever it is. Or you can say, I kind of like it, but not really, but this is a good template, a good starting place. So say that I'm looking really for the feel that I want. What's my personality? You know, if I was middle school girls class, this might be a great one, you know, for me. I'm looking at what is the personality that I want to give for my kids and for my students. welcome to computer class. This would be something similar that I would do on that. So just go ahead and just for starters, you're going to be able to learn how to create your own template, but go ahead and scroll through and see if there is a template, whether you're doing a poster or a Google header, and see if you can find one that you like, because they all have the same elements in it. You can see that there's a lot of them. There are Google creators creating all the time. There's teachers who create for Google all day long. It's fantastic. Well, when they're not teaching. All right. So once you've clicked on one, just click on one. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time searching through it, because you're going to go back and you're going to be editing it. We're going to come now to here is your workspace that you're working on right here. And if you notice, if you just hover over things, you'll notice there's a little box. These are all the things that you can replace and personalize. I say jazzy it up, make it how you want to make it. You can see, we'll click on all different elements here within. So I would going to start here. I want to change my name. So I'm going to go to, I'm just going to literally click on it, highlight it, and change my name. So pick one element that you want to change, so maybe some of the words. And this is going to take it, if you're clicking on words like I did, we're going to come up here now to a top toolbar. And on this top toolbar, you will see we have fonts that you can choose from. Oodles and oodles and oodles of fonts. Your size, your font size, your color. If I wanted to change this to more of my color palette, you can just click on the color. Now it'll only change if my box is highlighted. So where I was working at, that's the box that it's going to change if I wanted to make it bigger fonts or bigger font size or smaller. And then it doesn't give me the ability in this font to italicize, but I could underline if I wanted. No, maybe not. And then align your bullets, your letter spacing. So you can just kind of go through, and we'll talk about effects and animate. Everybody seems to love animating these days. So yeah, it just kind of helps your thing pop. But when you're on Google Classroom, you can't really animate because it's a PDF that ends up going there, a JPEG. So it's not a video. So a lot of times people will be animating on their stuff in Canva and then realize, well, this is going into something that's going to be printed. So it won't animate if it's going to be printed. Now, if you're going to share it as a video, then it'll work that way. All right. Now, I like my name here. I like the color that it is, but I'm not a super big fan of these two pictures. So I want to change that. So I'm going to come over to the very left-hand side where you're going to see we had our design. I'm going to click on elements. So everybody just take a moment and click on elements and see what it is that you have here. And elements are all your pictures. So I'm going to search in the search bar, computer class, and see what pops up. We have graphics, we have photos, we have videos, we have frames, which is where I would put in my own picture, and then audio. So I'm going to stick up here to graphics because I like that design, and I'm going to click on the see all. So you'll see all kinds of graphics here. And I like the idea of a class, so I'm going to click on this one. And it's going to pop up right in the center of your graphic. So I'm going to move it over to where I want it. If you want to make it bigger, you're going to just expand on the corners to make it bigger. You can move it all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and do that with both of them. Now, if I put it on there and I go, nope, I don't like it, all you have to do is hit your backspace or delete button and it'll go away. Also, my favorite tool is up here in the top left-hand side above your search bar is the undo button. The undo button is the hallelujah button of all buttons, right? And you can undo as many times as you want. And you can see it's going to take it all the way back as far as I want. Then there's the redo, and I can redo and go back to where it is that I want it to be. So that undo and that redo button is the hallelujah button we have for all of us. All right. So we've got that now. I've decided that this blue scheme isn't exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to click on one of the pictures here. And you will see when I click on it, I can come up to this top and it shows me the color of it. So I'm going to click on this color and my color palette pops up again. And I've decided I want it to be orange. So those little floaty things, and I'm going to come to the other side and I'm going to make them both orange. So you see what changes in it. So just find something on your picture that you can change the color of. Then I'm going to go to the big squiggly. Oh, that one doesn't go as much. There we go. And I'm going to change that. It's a little bit difficult to find where all of the little things are. And then one last little tool is your background. So over here to the side, I am going to be looking for the word background. Now, if your background, if you don't have that over there, if you don't have it, it'll be, let's see, I've added so many here. There should be a little box underneath it that'll add it. So can everybody find their background? Give me a little like thumbs up or head nod if you're able to find your background. Okay, so if you look at the background, you can see I can change it to all kinds of things. Now I'm having a party on my background. Just find the background that you want. And it totally changes the template of it. So go ahead and play with that.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Is it possible that my version is old? I've been following along. I created a cute poster, but I don't see background or a box to add.
Do you have, it is possible. Do you have the teacher edition or are you on a free version?
I'm in the teacher, but
okay. So you're
Yeah,
gonna say
I don't have that either.
my
So-
computer's kind of old. We need to get an update.
that
on
won't
whether-
matter. So Joan,
Yeah, I don't
can you,
know.
so Joan, can you do
Yeah.
me a favor?
Yeah.
And let's just have you share your screen and we'll navigate it really quickly together.
I'm using a different computer. I'm using my home computer for for Zoom and my school. computer.
Okay. Oh, I got it. I got it. Okay.
That's okay. I'll find it. It's okay.
All right. All
Okay.
right. We can Zoom later together and I can
Okay.
help you navigate
All right. Thank you.
exactly where it is.
Mhm.
So there are more elements that pop up here on the side. See where it says apps down here at the bottom? See if you can find
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay.
Click on that app.
And put in
Okay, let me
background.
Go back to my screen share. Can you guys see my screen? Share.
Oh, I found it.
Okay,
It was
great.
in the apps.
Good. So
Okay, I'm going
apps,
up.
click on the apps and then it should be there. Anything new that you want to have added. Click on that app. All right. And if you notice, the educator account has a lot more free stuff. It says EDU on it that you can have with it. All right. Now I'm going to show you another thing that I found was just a neat little trick. At the very bottom of your screen, you're going to see this number down here. And this is your zoom in and zoom out button. So I love to zoom out, especially when I'm working with something a little bit smaller, because then I can work on just that one box, that one element that I am with. But you have it in there. This is really helpful when you're working with fine details. In fact, I'm going to share with you a fine detail next. So I'm looking at my screen and I've decided that this welcome, I want to have just a little bit higher, but not too high, because if I go to move it, it's too high. So no, I don't want to do that. I can actually, as long as the box is highlighted with my 4 bubbles around it, I can go to my page down button on my keyboard and I can move it that way. Oh, there we go. You see how I'm slowly, it's just moving, inching down. I just find this a very helpful little tool. If I wanted to move something up, to just center it a little bit. Because sometimes when we highlight something, and I can use this 4 arrows to move it, but it just doesn't get it exactly where I want it. That little page down is just a handy little tool to be able to use that you have it. We have on there. All right, so how are we all doing? You guys want to share some, if anybody wants to share something that they've created so far, let me show you how to share with the whole group or some people in your class. So we have a share button right up here at the top. So you can click on share. Everyone go ahead and share and you're like, yay, I'm going to share this with my team, my 3rd grade team or 6th grade team or whatever. You can actually add the emails in right there with your team and share it. That's one way. You can also here restrict who sees it. You can have it be anyone with the link. And anyone with the link can either edit it or they can just watch it or view it, comment, however you want it. And then one of my favorites is download. I download a lot because I'm going to share it. I'm just going to send it in an email and put it there. So when you go to download, it's going to have you just do that one thing and you can just click on download and it'll download it. Oops, let me tell you. Now, before I go to download, let me click on this right here. Right here, you have different ways that you can share, that you can download it, that you can download it. So right now, this is a video because one of the objects, when I did the celebrate, it actually moves. So that's why it's saved as a video. So if you're somebody who loves reels and you have your own Instagram page for your students or just your friends, your life, you're going to want to save it as an MP4 video, and that would translate into a reel then for you. And there's actually even a template for reels, for Instagram reels, that you can put them on, or Facebook reels that you can have them on. But if you're just going to do a flat picture for your Google Classroom, you're going to want to put it in a JPEG, and then you can download it that way. And then it won't be showing the animation part, but it'll be able to save it to you. So everyone got that so far? Any questions? Oh, I see some in the chat here. Let me pull this up. Okay, so do you need to save? No, you don't need to save, but I'm going to show you how to do some file management on it. So if you come up to your top right here where it says file.
Hey, Lauralyn, before you do that,
Yes.
this is Charlie Hayes, by the way. I teach technology at 4 schools and I work for Beyond Technology. And Canva, this is the first year I used it with students. and I used it with grades 2nd through 8th, and they really, really enjoyed it. So I just wanted to mention that they really helped each other, and it really kind of helped their projects come more alive. I just wanted to show you if you can go back to the share. Share, now yours doesn't have, can you click on the more, the 3 dots at the bottom there?
Yes.
There should be a link to share it. You have your LMS. There's a link for the education account where you can just share it straight to Google Classroom. So it was real easy. There you have Google Drive. They have most of the
right here. More options. Google Classroom.
A lot of options. It kind of, for my students, it was a little easier to find. So it was pretty simple to just add classes through Google Classroom. I saw a lot of you used Google Classroom, so that you can just invite the whole class with a link, and then it was pretty fast for them to be able to just share onto the Google Classroom. They can download it as well. They can also share it as a link, a hyperlink, and just email it to you. But in order to prevent some of that clutter of getting 30 different links or 30 different downloads, for me, that was just a way that it could just get onto the Google Classroom, and it didn't clutter your email. So I just wanted to mention that. But again, the students really loved working with this, and they were really good at showing each other how to do stuff. It's like they learned one thing and it was kind of cool, a graphic or a new element, and so they really kind of helped each other use Canva. So we had a lot of fun with it.
It really is a lot of fun, but there is a little setup that you got to do in the beginning. And one of the buttons was save your design back to your learning management system. And so you would just click on and follow that out. I have Google. It's the one that I use that you have there. So I wanted to show you a couple other little tips. We've got a little bit of time here in your designing. I'm going to go back to the elements here for a second. Oh, wait, sorry, I just got distracted. I want to show you guys how to save. Do you see up here at the top, it says with Mrs. Lauralyn Vasquez? It just, part of their AI, took something on my page and said, oh, this is probably what she wants to save it as. Well, most of the time it's not what I want to save it as. So you can just highlight right up there and change it to whatever you want. Have it for that. Then you're going to come over here to File. And I have found this best, but I am an organized person. I like to have things in little files all over the place. So I've created files in my Canva. And so I can save it to a folder, and it'll have folders that I have. And I've created a lot because I work with a lot of different schools and stuff, but I wanted to save it in my curriculum folder, and I would put it in there, and I would just click on save, and it would save it in there for you. So that's what this very top toolbar is. You can also click right here to share the design with somebody else. It's just another way. You can go to share here or click right there in that header. And you have it. Undo, resize, and then the home button takes you back to home for you to have it. So we've got that. So we've got your apps. We've got our working space. And then another thing I wanted to show you is I'm back here to elements. So what I love about Canva is they're all kinds of creators. Most of them are teachers who are creating stuff all day long. So if you find an element that you like and you say, I really like this one, you can click on it and you see the 3 little dots that mean more, or we call them ellipse. You can click on that and it's actually going to tell you a little bit more about it. This was created by a person who calls themselves Sparkle Store. So you can click on that to view more created by that person. So if you find an artist that you really like, that's kind of a cool little thing that you can see all the different designs that they have made. It's the same when you go to templates or any of the elements in here. That's kind of a neat one. Okay, so you saved it, but where did you save it to? So I'm going to go back here to my home in Canva. And you're going to have home, template, and projects. And it'll show up back in your home. So if you didn't put it in a folder because you haven't created your folders yet, it's just going to be under designs. And it'll show up under your design. So here's my Google header in Canva. Then I can click on it. It takes me back to it. With it. Yes, Ashley, you're correct. On Macs, you can use the Shift plus arrows. Yeah, that does work. So you don't need to save it. You just want to know, remember where it got put. So it's either going to be in your designs on your home page, or you can put it into a folder. And then Richard, did you see the toolbar at the top? Did you find what you were looking for?
I did. Thank you.
You did. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Any other questions at this point in time that we have? All right. So we got the ellipse button or the more button. And then I'm going to go a little bit more now into one of my favorite tools that I think is going to be one of your favorite tools. It's called the background remover. Who wants to remove background sometimes in a picture? In fact, if you watched the Super Bowl last night, one of the software companies was advertising how to do the background. And I'll get to how to print and how to delete. Yes, those are perfect ones. But let's go to the background. So let's say that I am uploading something. And I'm going to go ahead and something that I have uploaded. All right, let's see right here. Let's see what I got here. Something that I can remove a background for. Well, let's say a picture. Okay, here's a picture of me. And I want to remove this background because I want to have my picture on my class. I'm going to come up here to edit image. So remember, you got to have the picture highlighted. I'm going to edit image. Then I'm going to come right here to the BG remover, background remover. And it's going to take a hot second. It's going to think about it. It's going to work on removing it. And there I am. So now I can make myself a little bit smaller. And there I am in my class. So that is definitely one of the favorites that everybody has, that they get really excited about, that you can just remove your background and do whatever you want with that. So that's pretty cool that we have in there. Okay, how to print. Yes, that's very important. So there isn't a print on Canva, so you need to download it. So I just click on download and I put it, and then that's how I print. If you notice, they have a print button for there. You can pay for them to print for you, but that's not what you want. Where is that one? Oh yeah, print your design right here. And that'll take them to that store. So instead, I want to just print it at the local school printer, right? That I have for our in the teacher lab. So I'm just going to download it as, and again, you need to download it as your JPEG for your picture. And then you'll be able to pull it up and print. So I can then pull up so I am on a PC, and every, computer has it differently, but when I pull on mine, multiple windows here. It's taking me to a different window. So, well, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see how to print it on yours through your download? Fabulous. There we go. I got mine. There we go. Okay. I had to do my own split screen for it. So then I can, on my computer, I come up here and I just print and I pick my printer and go with it that way. Yep. So whatever operating system you are on is how you will do that with it. All right. What other questions do we have? Delete past projects. Yes, you can delete past projects. So I'm going to come over here to my home. And I have a design here. I didn't even title it. I was there for a hot second and I wanted to delete it. So I'm going to come up here, click on it, on the more, the ellipse symbol, and I'm going to move it to trash. Right there. And then it's done. I have a lot of untitled. I start things. And then if you want to make a folder, I'm going to come up here on my home page. This is again my home page. I'm going to go to add new and it's going to ask me which one I want. So am I going to upload something or am I creating a folder? So that's where I go to create a new folder and then it's going to ask you to name it. You can invite class members if you want a new folder for your 3rd grade class and easily organize it that way. I have it. Any other questions for getting started? We have 10 minutes before you guys are officially done for the day. I'd love to hear what were some of the things that we created. Go ahead and unmute yourself and tell me, what did you create today?
I have a question, Lauralyn.
Yes.
So to have the kids work on a Canva project themselves, saying through Google Classroom, we would just send them we would include them into that classroom already, and then they would just have the freedom to create their slide, their design.
Yeah, whichever one it is. Charlie, do you want to unpack that a little more?
Yes. So once I created or once I invited them through Google Classroom, it creates a link. It says like, welcome to Canva. And so when they click on that link, it's specific. It makes each class into what in Canva is known as a team. And it takes them straight into their 5th grade team. So I keep that link active in Canva. So and that's how they get into their specific class in Canva.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I created a class so they could see my projects with it. I just put in the link beyondk12.com. If you guys sign up for the newsletter, we have free giveaways every single week. And you can actually, if you sign up today, you will get all the newsletters we've done this school year, all the free projects we've done this school year. It's I've tried to make it really easy for our giveaways. We have one that's called the newsletter page, and then you can look at it and you can download what grade you are. And every week we're creating new projects. So some of them are Canva, some of them are Google Slides, or any of the platforms that we have, sheets, presentations, graphic design. So you can check out those. If there is something that you're very interested in, you're like, I would love a project for this, it's President's Week coming up. So we're going to be having those, that'll be the giveaways later this week is for President's Week. But say you have a lesson on something that we don't have, just shoot us a note, message me. You can save my email and say, gosh, I would really like this immersion project with Canva, and we can get our team looking at doing it. That's one of the things that we do is create immersion projects. But for this training, we said that we would be willing to create projects for you guys. So I would love to hear what topics you would like them on. You need to tell me the grade and the topic. And then if you already know the standard you want to meet, that's very helpful so that I'm not having to guess, if we're going to do, something, whether it's in social studies, and the topic, whether it's social studies, math, And if you, or reading, writing, any of those things, the more details you can give me, the closer we can to meeting the need that you have for that. So please sign up for the newsletter, save my email. And I have sent all of you this presentation. If you did not receive this presentation, then I'm going to put my email right here. You can email me, save my email, put that in your folder, and I will get it to you. And then I know that the Archdiocese plans on sending the recording of this to everyone that you have. Any other questions? I have so many tips that I could be teaching you, like how to flip your pictures is really fun. Can do that really quick. Got a few minutes since there's not a lot of questions. I want to make myself upside. Yes.
Lauralyn, is it all right if I show my screen for a minute? Because I just want
Yes.
my explanation, I wasn't sure if that came
All
in
right.
clear, but I just maybe if I show.
Yep. Share your screen. It's all you.
All right, so let's see, this is the Canva homepage, and this is, you go down, this is where you can invite members. And you can do it, you can do a link, you can do it by class. So if you have your Google Classroom set up, then you can just pick the classroom that you're going to connect it to. And then what it looks like on, let's get this out of here. What it looks like on Google Classroom is you just have this kind of hyperlink that's specific for that particular class to go to. So does that make sense?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Hey, Charlie, it's Mike. It's Mike at St. Pat's. Does each kid then have their own account?
They do.
Mhm.
I'm just thinking, I'm not sure. I haven't really explored like if they were just on Canva without that link though, how they could sign in individually. Because I
So
haven't
they-
really explored that. Do you
So
know?
they have to sign, well, I mean, a kid can create their own Canva account for free, just like they can anything else. But to join your class, it's got to be in their educational email. So you send them the email that you want them to be at, whether you're with Teams, Microsoft Teams. I saw that somebody put the button right there for Microsoft Teams, yay, or Google. You would need to use their school email, and that's how they stay protected.
And the other
That makes
thing, yeah, and it can be connected to the Google admin. So if you see for this one in particular, Canva for Education, it's actually connected to the waffle of apps. So they could just go in there with their school account.
Yeah.
Help.
And it's the same with Microsoft as well. So on your back end, when you're setting up the school, the district account, the district set up their account, it actually merges with it. If you use Clever, it's also one of the apps for Clever that can be used as well. Do I have any administrators on the call here or tech administrators that would like more info on how to get the whole school signed up?
Is there like an admin portal for the whole school?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've created individual like teacher accounts for our art teacher, for our tech person, for like, but then I just make sure they're all educator accounts. So if there's a way to manage for everything, that would be helpful.
Yes. So Ashley, will you put your email in the chat right there? And I will. So there's actually a form that you fill out, and Canva will take your domain name and just give you guys an account that way. Perfect. All right. Megan, I got yours as well. And I will get that to you guys today. So yeah, so you fill that out and then let me know because I can work with them and we're getting all the domains open for that. 4 more minutes, guys. Anything else that we can help you with today? Are you able to move? Yes, you
Yes.
can. Oh, let me teach you that. That's a very wonderful thing to know how to do. Okay. So let me share my screen again. Okay, so here is position. So I've got everything on this page is positioned someplace, right? Before and front. So I'm going to click on, let's see here. I'm going to move this over here. Uh-oh, I just cut off that kid's face and I really want myself to be a teacher with these kids. So I'm going to come up here to position. And I'm going to move it backwards. So you see the kid's face popped back up. I'm leaning over the shoulder. Now, if you want to move it to the complete back, if I click that, I'm going to be actually behind my backdrop. So if I now want to move myself forward, to the front, nope, I want to be back. I want to see the kid. So that's how you can move the positions around on it so you can see everything. Sometimes I have to go through it a couple of times because I move one thing and then I got to move another and like, you know, it doesn't quite work. So you just play with it on the position. Right here, that's where you're pasting. And then transparency. So if I wanted something, let's see right here. Oops. Yeah, you can make it a little lighter. Transparency, make it darker. That's up there as well. And then if I want everything locked in place, I don't want it to move. So this is important if you're creating a template for the kids. So you don't want them moving all the stuff around. This is a template because maybe you're going to have a box here that they're going to write an essay in, say that you're doing a document and they're going to write an essay in, but you want all of the graphics to stay. You're going to click each graphic and then you can hold the shift key. And then I'm going to come up here to group. You know, it's a group just popped up. Groups, then I group them. And then now that's one big box. So now that all moves together. And if I go, oh, nope, I wanted to add more, then you just ungroup, put it in. So you can group the whole thing and then, this is brilliant, group it all. And then you're going to add the text box on top, right? So I've grouped it all. Whoops. I dragged and carried to group it all. I'm going to group. Okay, so now it's one thing that I have together. Oh, my background didn't go on that. One thing. And then I'm going to add a text box. Add a text box right here because I want my students to type something there. And so then they can't get rid of all my other stuff. This is, so you've created the template for them. You've grouped it all. And then this is where they're going to be. They'll copy it and then type in their thing for it. So that's a nifty little tool for the grouping that you have. There's so much you can do. We can do numerous trainings on this as much as you'd like. There is a document feature that they have now. Oh, and it's 2:30, so it's time for you guys to go. I have to let you go. But if you come up here to create design, you'll see a document right here. And this is where it's just like Google Docs or Microsoft Word, but with their own flair so that kids, when they're writing their projects, they've got all the elements so they can add their pictures. So this is fantastic. If you're doing missions in 4th grade, oh my gosh, the projects on Canva for 4th grade missions has been so amazing because the kids are actually putting in graphic designs, and they can create a picture of the layout of inside and all the grounds around. So they're building their mission just using Canva instead of sugar cubes or whatever it is that they were doing, you know. And then you have the whole writing element. So then they're actually writing the report on there. So the documents is really that's a brand new feature that Canva just came out with in the last few months. And it's really neat. So you see that as well. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. You were phenomenal. I see a whole lot of questions there. If you've got the questions, I will stay on and answer them. Oh, you're welcome, everyone. This was delightful. And email me with anything, anytime. I am here for you. We know technology is always changing, and we're here to help. So have a fantastic day.